We get to reinterpret history because obviously in a game setting you can't, it'll be boring if it's 100%, you know. We have to put a bit of our own, you know, creativity in there as well, so. I've worked at Firefly for 6.5 years now, and I came on as a 3D artist on Stronghold Crusader 2. Well, my standout game, I guess, would be Stronghold Next, because it's the one I have a lot more creative freedom over as the lead. And yeah, when I started working on Crusader 2, it was an introductory role, so I didn't get to do much of the creative things that I would like to do. I did more of menial tasks. Yeah. So even though it was a great learning experience, it wasn't as exciting as my job is now. I've learned a lot of history that I didn't think I'd learn, and a lot of castle lingo that yeah, I didn't know before starting working here. And I've grown as an artist for sure. Mm-hmm. And I mean, 6.5 years is quite a long time, so it's definitely shaped me. I'm definitely more mature than I was when I started here. We get to reinterpret history because obviously in a game setting you can't, it'll be boring if it's 100%, you know. So we try to stay truthful, but we have to put a bit of our own, you know, creativity in there as well. So as a studio, we are really, you know, laid back and quite tight, as more like a family than, you know, a company. Because we're not a very big company. Obviously we have a lot of creative freedom as well, which is great for me as an artist especially. So yeah, I mean, not having that corporate structure that a big company would have is definitely a plus for me. And you know, everybody that's worked at Firefly, moderately cool. And you know, the people there have been with Firefly. Most people have been for a while, so you know, we all know each other and we have a good time. You know, I get to make fun of you guys, and you get to enjoy it. I think it's the thrill of something that I've been working on for 2 years, is getting there to, you know, getting released, and everybody's running around to get it looking as good as possible and making it work. And you know, finally people are going to get to enjoy what I've been doing for a long time. The process is not moving along as fast as you would like it. That's, you know, that's it's the boring stuff. It's the hard for me. Because everything else, I mean, is, you know, it's what makes a good story, and it's exciting, you know. When not much is happening, that's that's when it's not, you know, it's hard for me. If I'm still here and I'm still leading the graphics, I would like to actually do a hybrid 3D, 2D game. I'm not sure how exactly. But the way I picture it in my mind's eye is having the old classic 2D graphics gameplay-wise, with 3D physics, 3D effects, 3D shadows. And in that way you can have unlimited detail because it will be pre-rendered. And you know, I know the fans really like the old 2D style, and it would be a great mixture between both, you know, what we've been doing for the past few years and what we used to do in the past. Now, I don't know if it's doable until I try it, but it's something I would definitely like to dig my teeth in the future. Stronghold Crusader 2 was the first actual game that I started working on when I got this job. So I came into the job a bit ignorant to the history of the games. I had done my research. I knew of the games. Obviously, I had played some Stronghold when I was younger, but I didn't understand how beloved Crusader 1 was by the fans. So that ignorance actually, you know, mitigated any pressure that that might have been there if I knew what was going on. And working on a 3D version of a game was actually quite natural for me because that's what I study, that's what I do, 3D. So it didn't feel like we're trying to reinvent the wheel because of the previous ignorance of the previous game. So I mean, it was quite laid back. I came in halfway through the game cycle as well, so it wasn't like I was there from the beginning, and I just had weekly tasks to complete. So it was more of getting things done rather than thinking about it too much. So until really the final few months of the process, it wasn't a big deal for me. Okay. You know, I was just doing my job and it was cool. But until, you know, getting to the end point and then releasing the game and getting feedback from the fans, that's when it's all started, you know, clicking and seeing how, you know, people react to the game that was the successor to a very popular game. The process of getting Stronghold Crusader to Stronghold Crusader 2 was quite straightforward, really, because we still had the tiling system. We just had to take 2D assets and convert them to 3D and, you know, change them up a bit and make them look good all around. So it wasn't, creatively it wasn't super challenging, for me at least. It was just, you know, take this and make it 3D and make it cool. I'm a big advocate of remote work. I think, you know, if you give people responsibility and, you know, milestones, they'll accomplish them. Like I said, I worked for the first 3 years. I worked remotely and I only came in on Tuesdays. Now I work remotely twice a week, and I come in the office 3 times a week. And I work with our programmer Tony in America, who we basically stay in contact. His working hours between his working hours and my working hours. So he comes in at like 3 p.m. our time. Awesome. And I finish at 6. So we have a 3-hour window to communicate and get him to know what I need. So basically, let's say I'll be working throughout the day and I'll see things that I want to get done in code. I'll write them down, and then as soon as Tony is online, I'll Skype him, let him know what I want, and he'll get on it. And then the day after, we'll review. Over at the end of the week, we'll have a meeting together, the whole team, and see what the progress of the game is going like, and we'll review if we need to, things that need to be done, and that's how things get done and move forward. I guess our goal with this game was obviously to take it to a new place and setting, like you said, but the whole experience, we wanted to elevate it, basically. The graphics side of it was to polish everything and get it looking better, to the best of our ability, put heart in it, make it look good and play good, and get little things in the game that will, you know, people will see and appreciate. Make it different. Like, you know, I know people like the old things, but you know, different is good sometimes. You need, you need to go forth sometimes. You know, just not only look back. Obviously, we still have elements from our old games, but we need to look into the future. I mean, it's amazing, you know, it's amazing that you still get people, I read the comments on our YouTube videos that, you know, still say, I still play Crusader 1 or, you know, and they really look forward to what we do as a company. And even though we've had some hit and misses, you know, they're still excited about what we're going to come up with. We try really hard to, you know, give the fans what they want, without compromising, and, you know, bigger things and better things are coming.